The main purpose of our resistance has always been peace, not war. In the past, we also rose up against aggression and made efforts to restore peace. Now, all of our efforts are aimed at bringing peace, not war. I am hopeful and confident that one day we will succeed in restoring peace in our country.
Panjshir, a long valley nestled at the end of the lush Part1 valley, is surrounded by towering hills and rocky cliffs that resemble a protective fortress. The tempestuous Panjshir River, carving its path along the valley, clearly outlines the valley's beginning and end. Panjshir once served as a winding pass, connecting the southern reaches of the Hindu Kush to the north. Its strategic importance is firmly rooted in its legendary and mythical name, and its proximity to the provinces of Part1 and Kapisa in the south, Nuristan and Lagman in the east, and Badakhshan, Takhar, and Baghlan in the northeast only further underscores its significance. Panjshir Valley has witnessed the ebb and flow of history, but the unwavering resistance of its people has only served to strengthen its spirit. The uprising of jihad and the strategic leadership of the young commander Ahmad Shah Massoud, a brilliant guerrilla fighter, transformed Panjshir into the center of fierce resistance against foreign occupation. Massoud's name and the legend of the Lion of Panjshir gradually gained international recognition. The repeated defeats of the Red Army and the regime under its protection propelled Panjshir into the spotlight, making Massoud a prominent figure in newspapers and magazines worldwide. Kabul, 1974. Ahmad Shah Massoud, against his father's wishes, entered the Polytechnic University of Kabul, not the military academy. It was during these years that he became acquainted with the youth of the Islamic movement and its founder engineer Habib-ul-Rahman, and began organized and systematic intellectual and ideological activities. He soon gained a place for himself as a young, enlightened, and rebellious Muslim in the face of non-Islamic ideas, among others. During these years, the pressure of the Muhammad Dawood regime on the Islamic movement increased, which led to the imprisonment and killing of a number of the movement's youth elites. Massoud was forced to take the path of exile to escape the regime's persecution, and he went to Pakistan, where he endured the difficult days of exile with a group of his friends and like-minded people. After a while, Massoud and a group of his like-minded people entered Panjshir through the difficult passage of Nuristan. Finally, Massoud and his companions launched a plan to overthrow the regime of Muhammad Dawood, which was led militarily by Gulbuddin Hekmatyar, on July 29, 1975 in Panjshir and Lagman. In the blink of an eye, the center, districts, and related interests of Panjshir fell into the hands of Muslim youth. However, in the leadership of this military action, lack of proper coordination led to defeat and retreat, the result of which was nothing but the wounding, killing, and imprisonment of a number of young Muslim intellectuals. Ahmad Shah Massoud was forced to go to Andarab district, which is adjacent to Panjshir, with a group of his peers. After a while, he again entered Panjshir through the Parandi pass, but this time the environment had become so narrow that the possibility of even the slightest activity and a fresh start was not seen. He was forced to go to Peshawar with the remaining group. The 1977 coup led to the overthrow of the Dawood regime and the rise to power of the Khalq and Parsham groups, two branches of communists in Afghanistan. Uprisings began to slowly take place. In early 1978, Massoud entered his birthplace of Panjshir, established resistance cells against the regime, and soon organized guerrilla units throughout Panjshir. The work began from here. Massoud began the war on the Salon Pass to close the enemy's supply route. In the same process, he was seriously wounded in the leg, as a result of which he was forced to withdraw tactically with the Mujahideen accompanying him. But he was not a man who would be led astray from his main path by these kinds of wounds and defeats. Rather, he always stood firmer and stronger than before in the face of his enemies. It was at this time that he earned the titles of Lion of Panjshir and Amir Sahib among the Mujahideen and the people of Panjshir.
When the Soviets realized that their defeat in Afghanistan was inevitable, they tried to solve the Afghan problem politically and achieve their interests. They understood that they could no longer do anything militarily. So what did they do? They proposed that this time they are ready to hand over 9 northern provinces to the Shura-i-Nizar. Shura-i-Nizar can consolidate its rule in 9 provinces. The Soviets are willing to give a certain amount of weapons and ammunition they have in the region to Shura-i-Nizar. They will expel all government troops and soldiers from these provinces. Hence we would be free in all our internal affairs. They will send us a lot of economic assistance directly from Tajikistan and Uzbekistan, but on the condition that we must consult with the Kabul government in our foreign policy. These were their conditions. This was the same tactic they had used in Bukhara in the past. But as we, thanks to the grace of God, were not afraid of their threats and did not pay attention, we did not allow any fear to come to ourselves from their warnings about sending commandos. Their temptation did not work on us either because we had risen for the sake of God. This uprising had started for the defense of Islam, so God Himself guided us, and in the face of the responsibility that we had on our shoulders, there was no wrongdoing, and in the face of all the temptations and promises of red and green that they showed us, we replied that we do not need any of your privileges. We are supporters of the unity of the people of Afghanistan, we are supporters of the unity of Afghanistan, and the issue of north and south of Afghanistan is not at stake, and you cannot create division among us with these concepts.
Between 1979 and 1985, Ahmad Shah Massoud's forces repelled 6 full-scale Soviet offensives, culminating in a ceasefire and a cessation of hostilities with the Soviet army. This period marked Massoud's rise to international prominence.